Welcome to Savita University Lecturecast in General Pathology, continuing the series on vitamin deficiencies. Today we will be talking about the fat-soluble vitamin, vitamin D. Vitamin D is absolutely crucial for the homeostasis of bone. It maintains the calcium and phosphorus homeostasis or balance in the body. It prevents bone diseases. Deficiency state can cause rickets, osteomalacia and hypocalcemic tetany, and it maintains the ionized calcium concentration in the extracellular compartment. Let's move on to see the normal vitamin D metabolism. In our skin we have 7-dehydrocholesterol which can be converted into vitamin D or vitamin D3 or cholecalciferol by means of imbibition of ultraviolet radiation. Vitamin D can also be observed from the small intestine from dietary sources. Now this vitamin D in blood will be converted by means of the D25 hydroxylase into 25-hydroxy cholecalciferol. This 25-hydroxy cholecalciferol is acted upon by the alpha-1 hydroxylase in the kidney to become 125-dihydroxy cholecalciferol, which increases the calcium and phosphorus absorption from the intestine, resulting in normal serum levels of calcium and phosphorus and therefore bone mineralization. The renal regulation of vitamin D absorption is through various methods. You have hypocalcemia resulting in parathormone secretion. This parathormone secretion can cause renal calcium absorption and phosphate excretion. Hypophosphatemia can directly activate the alpha-1 hydroxylase secretion from the kidney, and there's also a feedback loop wherein when you have excess of 125-dihydroxy cholecalciferol, you have reduction in the synthesis of alpha-1 hydroxylase. The main function of vitamin D is on calcium and phosphorus metabolism. It has other multifarious biological functions which are mediated through receptors on nucleated cells of the body. As already told, the main function is calcium and phosphorus metabolism, and herein it stimulates the intestinal absorption of vitamin D on calcium resorption in renal distal tubules. It collaborates with PTH and promotes mineralization of bone. All these depend on the plasma level of calcium. When there is a reduction in the plasma level, all these functions will kick in. Moving on to vitamin D deficiency, when you have a deficiency in alpha-1 hydroxylase enzyme, there is reduction in the synthesis of 125-dihydroxy cholecalciferol, which in turn causes reduction in calcium and phosphorus absorption, manifesting as reduced serum calcium and phosphorus levels, resulting in increased parathormone secretion, which mobilizes calcium and phosphorus from the bone and results in calcium absorption from the kidney and excretion of phosphorus from the kidney. Now, since phosphorus is excreted and calcium is absorbed, you don't have a maintained serum calcium phosphorus product, and therefore bone is not properly mineralized, which is the end result. The deficiency states may be due to several causes such as deficient sunlight, as seen in heavily veiled women and people who stay indoors and who do not venture into sunlight, deficiency in diets, and may be due to children of mothers with frequent pregnancies, and also seen in renal disorder and some chronic malabsorption states. Moving on to morphology of the deficiency states. The usual morphologies in non-ambulant children can be seen in the head and the chest, which are the first to be affected. Therefore, in the head you can see softened parietal bones, frontal bossing due to the inadequate mineralization and the excess osteoid deposition, rachitic rosary in the ribs, and pigeon chest deformity. It can also cause the Harrison groove due to the retraction of diaphragm, and bowed legs due to the inability of the inadequately mineralized bone to support the weight of the kid. It can also result in lordosis. The deficiency states in adults. The Deficiency states in adults can be seen as either gross fractures or microfractures. The toxicity states can be seen as hypervitaminosis. Mainly due to diet supplementation of vitamin D. This can cause metastatic calcification in soft tissues such as renal stones in children, bone pain and hypercalcemia in adults. That's it about vitamin D. Thank you.